Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. It's the start of another week from Jamaica. I'm going to wait for you guys to join. Hang on 1 second so I can see comments, my favorite things. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. What are you guys doing this week? What's up? What amazing fun things do you have in store? Last week we did our manifesting list for the summer, and I think we did 5 things, and I manifested all 5 already manifested. Hey, Maxine from Jamaica. I know, don't be jealous, Maxine. We're going to be here together soon. We're going to go on our elite retreat to Jamaica. How about that? All right, you guys, good morning. Happy Monday, wherever you may be. The start of another week. Our money family. Hey, Lisette, Wanda, Lisa, Chisa, all the elites are on first this morning. I absolutely love it. Go ahead and give each other some love the way you know that we do here. Hey, Joanna, here in the money family. And let's just start the week off in high vibration. Today, we're talking about surrender. And I'm really looking for good morning from California. Hey, Heather, good morning. Oh my gosh, literally, I see all the elites lined up as the first ones on the call. I love it. Hey, Valora, good morning. Nikki, are you out for your walk again this morning? I know this is usually your walking time, and love that you join us every Monday here. So, as we start off this week, I was inspired to talk about surrendering. And um, as you know, we're in the tropics. So we're going to hear the birds, the crickets, the dogs, the cars driving by, all of it. Just pretend you're in Jamaica with me and we're having, just an easy and relaxed island day. Um, so yeah, if you hear all the fun background noise, it's just part of being in paradise, I guess. So here we go. I was thinking last week about talking about surrender, and every time I get inspired to have a conversation, this interesting thing happens where I start having the content I have in my mind for conversation for Monday morning, like I start having things show up in my life to either remind me of the importance of what I want to talk about or just reinforce and validate, yep, that's what you should be talking about. Or I have a client call and it's exactly what comes up. And all of those things happened this week. So I knew we needed to talk about surrendering. And I want to put it in the context of, you know, when you are waiting for something to manifest. Like I said, these conversations every Monday morning, it's either about what are we doing to help us manifest faster, or what are some things that are happening that get in the way of us manifesting our heart's desires. And then sometimes it's just like, what else do I need to do? And usually, when we need to talk about surrender, it's where people are at that point where they're starting to make themselves wrong. I know I've done it. I really want to manifest something. I really want to manifest something. And then I get to the point where it's not happening. And I go, what am I doing wrong? What else do I need to do? Can anybody relate? Like I'm doing all my spiritual practices. I'm, doing my affirmations. I'm journaling. I'm intending. I'm taking quiet time in the morning. I'm doing my reading. I'm praying. I'm doing all the things that I know to do and I'm not manifesting. And it's like, all I can think to say is, what am I doing wrong? And so maybe you're not there today, but I know because life is a journey and, things happens that will happen again. And so maybe this conversation is just for you to see, to look back at a time when you were in that place and see how to navigate it. Maybe you're there today and this will help you, or this is going to happen in the future and you'll know exactly how to handle that moment, right? So, um, I have notes, so forgive me if I have to look down this morning. I want to make sure I say all the things I really want to say to you guys. Hey, Grace, good morning. I feel so nice that I know I'm in Jamaica when I see all of my Jamaican friends posting, and I'm like, oh, I wish I were in Jamaica. I'm here today. And I love that. So, by the way, please enjoy my mom's garden and all of her beautiful orchids. I'm going to try to do some lives from different spots in her garden every Monday while I'm here because you just need to enjoy it. It's absolutely paradise here. Um, Kenya says, it's crazy because it's only this one particular thing. Oh, Kenya, I absolutely love that. She's like, that's me. I am a master manifester. I'm telling you what, I just need to write it and think it, and sometimes it's like instantaneous. And then there was this one thing that I really, really wanted, and I'm like, why is it that it works for everything else except this one thing, you know? And so for those of us who are great at manifesting, and then there's just one thing, sometimes it might be money, sometimes it might be a relationship, it might be your health, it might be business, you know, just this one thing. You're great at manifesting, but this one thing you really want, you're like, why can't it happen? What am I doing wrong? And for those of you that are like that, my heart goes out to you because that's me. And I know how frustrating it feels. And what you tend to want to do is to do more. You want to, you know, just get doing more. You want to start taking more action. You want to think about what else can I do? What other program can I sign up for? And you just start trying harder, and that is not the solution. So I want to talk about surrendering as the missing piece. This is the part where, when you find yourself in that place, to consider that it's time to surrender. And to surrender, I have this definition that says it's a journey from outer turmoil. It's a journey from outer turmoil to inner peace. Because when we're not manifesting the thing that we want the most, thank you, 111 people. You know, that's my angel numbers, and I absolutely love knowing that my angels are with me. So um, I love seeing that while we're on. Um, when we're trying so hard to manifest, the thing that we want the most at that time is peace, just a feeling of peace inside and certainty, knowing that we're going to get it. Like if we had some kind of guarantee, if the clouds could part and God could literally, we could hear the voice of God say, you're going to get it. It's yours. We would stop worrying. We would have peace and knowing, right? So when you find yourself like in the angst of what am I doing wrong? What else is there to do? The thing that we were seeking the most at that time is peace and knowing. And the journey to peace and knowing is to surrender. And I call this mastering the in between. So I've asked for something and I'm going to manifest it, but it's this in between, right? It's this like right here in between that just feels like living hell. You can't understand why you're not getting it, why it's not happening fast enough, what else you need to do. And if you could just master that in between, if you could experience peace and knowing and certainty, you would get through it faster. That's what I want you to hear. Why should you surrender? You'd actually get through it faster. So I had a client recently who was part of our elite program, which is the highest level of mentorship with me. And I was coaching her on her business and how to use manifesting to create the results that she wanted in her business. And on this call, she was telling me all the things that she was doing, all the things that she had signed up for to really get some results in her business, you know, because this was her desire to get to create some financial freedom through her business. And so so rightfully so, she went. How many of you've done this? You want some results, and so you go and you sign yourself up to work even harder. So she went and she signed herself up for all this stuff, and she's on this call with me really asking what's my advice, which order should she do them in. And by the time she was done telling me what she had signed up to do, I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted listening to you. I don't know how you can handle doing all this stuff. I mean, do you guys ever feel just tired of trying so hard, doing so much, like just efforting constantly? That's how I felt with her, and that's how I felt when I wanted to really manifest something and it wasn't working. And so my advice to her, my like this woman paid me a lot of money to give her this advice, and it was, you need to surrender. It's time for you to just stop trying so hard. Stop trying so hard, because what happens when we're trying so hard, it's like this. We have clenched fists. And I say, you can't receive when your fists are clenched. And I want you guys to write that so you actually get it at a deeper level, what I'm saying this morning. I can't receive. I want you to say, when my fists are clenched. Can you guys type this? When my fists are clenched, I can't receive. I want you guys to go ahead and type that. I'm going to look at the comments. Yeah. Curtis says you work harder. When my fists are clenched, I can't receive. When you find yourself just like gritting and hustling and trying to make it happen, and literally it's like you're at war with the world, like you've got your fists ready, just fighting through it, hustling and grinding. When you're like this about manifesting something, there is no room for a miracle. There's no space, right? You can't receive. You have to have open arms to receive. And so I learned that lesson, um, gosh, in so many areas of my life, but in especially, as you guys know, we've been talking, you've heard me talk about the big manifesting that I've always wanted, which was a relationship, and realizing I was trying so damn hard, like doing. My fists were like this. I was just like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to make it happen. And when I finally, and the irony is, it was my daughter, my 20-year-old daughter, who said to me one day, just watching me go through all this, Mom, I don't really think there's anything else you need to do. I was like, you're right. I've done everything there is to do. It's just time to surrender, right? Time to open my arms, my hands, and just receive. Thanks, Jennifer Mason. Jennifer posted, when my fists are clenched, I can't receive. I want you guys to get that at a deep level. When you're trying so hard, you can't receive. There is no room. I always say, if you could do it yourself, go ahead and do it. You don't need God. You don't need the universe. You don't need source. Go ahead and do it yourself. Um, but when it's not working, recognize that all you're doing isn't creating any result. And even if you get a result, it doesn't feel good. You're exhausted. So who wants to live like that? So it's time to surrender. Oh, my Aunt Iris. Mwah. I love that you're on and watching. Okay. So what else I have for you is, I want you guys now to think about, before I wrap up with this conversation, every single one of you watching, I want you to think about and be ready to type. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to think about it. I want you to be as honest as you can possibly be. Remember, one of the things that we love about the Money Family is we keep it real. Whether we're on Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, we are the group that we call ourselves out, and we just keep it real because this is how we experience results. So, what is an area in your life that it's time to practice letting go and surrendering? Opening your fists, and it's time for you to open your hands to receive. What is an area of your life that you've just been just working it, hustling, grinding, trying to figure it out, and it's time to receive. Hang on a second. I'm gonna scroll down here, see if I can see a little bit more, but I can't. So I want you guys to type that. Think of that area, and I want you guys to type your response in the comments below. What is an area? And I'm going to scroll down. Pam says a court case. Karen says finances. Robin, love and business. Claire, bless your heart, my whole life. Wanda, finances and business. Tiffany, love and money. So I want you guys to thank you, those of you that are willing to. Curtis says my business. Those of you that are willing to be this level of honest, I appreciate your vulnerability and your willingness to do this. And by calling it out, I'm going to tell you how to surrender in those areas of your life. But I am so honored. That's the word I want to say. I'm so honored to be amongst people who are willing to be this level of honest. Um, mm, Okay, you guys are going to get me all emotional. Too early for that this morning. Just know that I love you all, and I really honor your willingness to just acknowledge this is an area I'm really struggling with, and it's time to surrender. Um, because I want you to know that without surrendering, you can't receive. Sometimes that's the last piece. It's just like that is when the universe God gets to create and perform the miracle, is when you get out of the way. And one of the things that helped me to surrender was I realized God's never saying, no, you're not going to get this thing that you want, whether it's your business, success, love, your finances. The universe is never, God, source, however you name it, is never saying the answer is no. It's always yes. So go ahead and type this, because this gives me so much peace. When I find myself trying so hard, just to remember this allows me to surrender easier. The answer is never no. You're not going to get it. The answer is always yes, here it is, not now, or something better. And in this last experience for me, where I finally surrendered, what I received was so much better. It was so much better than what I had been fighting. And I'm talking about fighting, fighting for. When I finally surrendered, what I got was something so much better. It was absolutely worth just letting go. So the answer is always yes, not now, or something better. And not now doesn't mean no. Like, I realized when I wasn't receiving, that period where I wasn't receiving, there were some things that I needed to work on within myself, that I still needed to learn about me, about relationships, about life, about there were so many things in that not now that I needed, that would allow me to be successful when I did get it, right? So the not now isn't a punishment. It's just a not quite yet. And sometimes the not now, it's like, if I got what I was fighting so hard for back then, it wouldn't have been as good as what I have right now, right? And even if I got what I wanted, I would have, quite frankly, ruined it, because I still did it. I still wasn't equipped yet with what I needed to be successful. So maybe in your business, you're not getting the business success that you need, and you are, really feeling challenged about that. And I just want you to just relax, just let go, and say, I'm not sure what else it is that I need, but if I just let go, that's going to come to me, and then I'm going to get the something better. The answer is always yes, not now, or something better. Um, I love that you guys are getting that. All right, so how to surrender. This is really easy. Let go. And if I were listening and somebody said, I heard somebody go, just let go, I'd go, how do you do that? How do I just let go? Believe it or not, as easy as that sounds to do, can anybody relate? Give me some thumbs up if you're like me. If I were listening and somebody said, just let go, I'm the person who, I can't get it quite in my head when these obvious things are presented. It's like, I'll never forget when somebody said, think positive. I'm like, how? I actually need tell me the steps. So if you're like me and I'm saying, let go, and you're like, okay, well, Tasha, if I knew how to do that, I would have done it already, then I can relate, right? Yeah, there you go. It's so hard, Mary says. Well, here is how to surrender. And this is what I told my client. I said, if you manifested what it is that you desire, if you knew, so it's either one of two things. If you knew for sure that you were getting what you wanted, what would you be doing right now? What would you be thinking? What would you be saying? How would you be acting? And go do it. It really is that. Like, when you have the knowing and the confidence and the certainty that you're going to get what you want, you operate differently. You know, you are in this being state of receiving, of I already have it, or I know it's on my way. I'm not spending my time worrying about that. And so for me, when my daughter said that to me, when she said, Mom, I don't really think there's anything else you need to do, I was like, you're right. So then what am I going to use my time to do when I'm not using it to try and worry and be anxious anymore? And I made a list of 12 things that I was going to do to have fun. I was like, what are some things I've been waiting to be in a relationship to go do? And I made a list of 12 of those things, and I made my list. And I swear to God, within 2 weeks, I met my guy, and I hadn't even done a single one of the things. I hadn't even done it, but my commitment to just go being and, acting as if was the final thing. It was just surrender, just let it go. One of the things I share in my elite group was last Christmas while I was in Costa Rica. I took the time and I traveled to do this work on myself. And so I took the time and I was there and I was like, God, what else is there to do? And literally, I have it journaled. I wrote it down. A Bible verse came to me and it was let go and let God. Let go and let God. And sure enough, 6 weeks later, here was my daughter giving me the exact advice I had heard directly from God 4 to 6 weeks before. And that was it: surrender. It's time to just surrender. So I'm going to leave you guys with that this morning. How to surrender? Ask yourself, if I had it, if I had this thing that I want, if I had an amazing relationship, what would I be doing? How would I be acting? What are some things that I would be saying? And even if you're in the depths of the angst of the most uncomfortable relationship, if you had the most amazing relationship that you desire, what would you be doing? You'd be talking about your guy in positive terms. You'd be saying how happy you are. You'd be, going around just doing things that you love. So go do those things, say those things, be those things as if, right? I love it. I've already surrendered, feeling so good. I love it, Alan. So commit to being, let go and let God. You guys got it. You guys got it. If you have watched all of this and you think there's someone who could benefit from this message, go ahead and tag them. I think, Heather, I just saw that you tagged someone, and I'm so grateful for that. So if you've watched and you can think of someone, tag them. Do a watch party, share this video, do all the fun things that allow other people to see it. I'd be so grateful. So I want you guys, in your commitment to this conversation, can you all type I surrender in the comments? Everyone watching live, watching the replay, this is kind of like a message, a neural pathway message to your subconscious mind. I'm choosing to surrender. Whatever the area was that you typed earlier, just this week, stop trying. Just go live, go be. Ask yourself, if this were all manifested in my business, in my relationship, in my finances, in my health, what would I be doing or thinking or saying? And then just go do that. Just go be. I surrender. I love it. Yay! Look at all these people. What an easy and relaxed week you guys are all going to have. It's going to be amazing. Jennifer says, I agree with you, Tasha. I surrender. Have it your way, Lord. Amawami says, absolutely. To surrender is to experience inner peace. And that is what you want. You don't even want to manifest as much as you want inner peace. You just want to know you're going to have it and you are going to get it. So in the in between, master the in between, right? I asked for it and I'm getting it. It's the in between that feels like hell. So how do you master this part? You just surrender. You just know. You let go. You're like, it's coming. All right, you guys. I love that there are so many people surrendering this morning. That's so beautiful. And I'm going to ask you guys last thing to type, because those of you that have been doing this, you know how amazing it is every Monday morning to just get your link. So go ahead and type the word reminder. Type the word reminder in the comments. That will send you a link in Facebook Messenger. But remember, you have to open the message from me in Messenger and click the link, and it will then be scheduled to notify you 15 minutes before. And you don't want to miss my mom's garden next week. So you want to be typing the word reminder. She has already told me exactly where I need to go next Monday morning. So you're going to see a whole other section of her garden. I think we're doing the orchids next week. So there you go. Type the word reminder. I'll see you guys all here next Monday morning for another enlightening conversation on the manifesting journey. Mwah. I love you guys. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you next Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Bye, everyone.